Hello, my name is James Crockett, Product Manager for Elgin Sweeper Company. I've worked at Elgin Sweeper Company for the last 10 years, beginning with the company as a lab test engineer, working then in new product development, and now in product management. Behind me is the new Tier 4 final Whirlwind with the patented shared power system. Elgin received the patent for this novel system in April of this year, patent number 9010467. This is the same system as used on the Crosswind for the last 3 years. The way the patented shared power system works hasn't changed. As the sweeper operates, the chassis engine creates enough power to meet the demand, but is typically underutilized. As the sweeping application gets more demanding, the sweeper operator observes this and turns on the power boost. This causes the chassis engine to begin generating additional power. The shared power system then immediately begins sharing horsepower hydraulically from the chassis with the sweeper system. This results in a boost in the sweeper system, providing increased performance. Shared power has proven itself over the last few years in the regenerative air sweeper market with the successful sale of hundreds of units. The strategic value of shared power going forward allows the implementation of a lower power rated auxiliary engine on the Whirlwind to offset even the higher escalating costs that your customer would incur with a higher power rated auxiliary engine for Tier 4 final, with no differences in operational performance. Therefore, going to a 115 horsepower solution for Tier 4 final doesn't make sense. It's also important to note that the size and the amount of space consuming componentry was a challenge or even too large to package. The benefit of shared power system combined with the John Deere 74 horsepower auxiliary engine positions Elgin favorably against the Johnson VT651 in a Tier 4 final competitive situation. Elgin's go-to market strategy of the shared power system for the Whirlwind emphasizes these strategic specification enhancements consisting of: lead with Tier 4 final compliance in your suggested bid specification, the latest emission compliance with customer-proven benefits offered through shared power, discouraging Johnson's compliance with a credited engine. By doing so, this will immediately increase the retail price of the Johnson VT651. Next, in conjunction with Tier 4 final compliance, promote the standard feature simultaneous sweeping or dual nozzle sweeping in your suggested bid specification for the Whirlwind. This will require Johnson to add the equivalent spec option at the normal charge with an additional significant upcharge for the compatible high horsepower JCB engine for their simultaneous sweeping and for Tier 4 final. It's also been documented through a cross-section of customer visits that 85% of customers operate with their Whirlwinds using simultaneous sweep feature during their duty cycle. Further, leveraging Elgin's strategic direction to standardize on the simultaneous sweep feature. Last, to address situations where customers only purchase the single nozzle Whirlwind, the top level pricing has been established to position Elgin competitively against a JCB 74 horsepower Tier 4 final Johnson VT651 equivalent configuration. Again, shared power has proven itself strategically over the last few years because we're shifting the horsepower orthodox towards being smart with horsepower. It's not how much horsepower you have in a system, but how well you use it. The Whirlwind Tier 4 final is now CARB, California Air Resources Board, and EPA compliance. The Whirlwind Tier 4 final is still available in specific configurations, including single and dual nozzle and 28-inch and 36-inch side brooms. The control system has changed from the predecessor Tier 3 credited platform, now mirroring the Crosswind operator control console and electrical system locker, which provides increased reliability and a common control system to increase the operator's learning curve. It's also important to note that the Whirlwind platform continues to incorporate an engine control unit, or ECU, for electronically controlled throttle, maintaining fast throttle response. The engine enclosure is fabricated completely out of steel, providing a robust enclosure for protection of the engine and aftertreatment components, still providing full access to the service points without having to raise the hopper. This feature protects the engine components from settling debris, dust, water intrusion, and other environmental elements while providing a reduction in noise pollution around the sweeper and inside the cab. As a result, Elgin is marketing the engine enclosure as the Quiet Pack. Johnston's Tier 4 final platform does not allow full service access while the hopper is lowered, meaning the more complex after-treatment systems will be harder to service on a need-to basis, and their hopper will need to be raised daily for service checkpoints or for routine maintenance. Their engine enclosure does not completely surround the engine package and is not as effective at reducing the primary frequencies that result in noise pollution. Elgin pursued the strategic direction of shared power. The key features of shared power remain the same: ease of use with transparent operation, improved diesel fuel economy, reduction in sweeper CO2 footprint, reduction in noise pollution, and uses regenerative braking, immediate reclaiming of power for usage back into the sweeper system. The shared power system relies on the John Deere 4045T EWX 74 horsepower auxiliary engine for the primary source of horsepower to drive the fan system. The fan has been optimized at a speed of 3,200 RPM for maximum performance as documented and tested to achieve desired performance with single and or dual nozzle sweeping, picking up debris such as rock, sand, gravel, compacted dirt, trash, leaves, and other organics. Because Elgin is standardized on the 74 horsepower John Deere engine for Tier 4 final, the after-treatment system will only comprise of a diesel oxidation catalyst, or commonly referred to as a DOC, and a downstream diesel particulate filter, or a DPF. This system does not require a selective catalyst reduction, or SCR, or dosing system using diesel exhaust fluid, DEF. The after-treatment system will require passive and or active regeneration, but this is no different than how an OEM on-highway chassis has been operating for the last few years. In addition to the John Deere auxiliary engine, the shared power system will also be taking horsepower from the chassis using the Allison 3500 RDS transmission. This is important because the configuration allows the power boost from shared power to occur anytime, independent of ground speed. This was desired because of the applications that the Whirlwind are used and require the sweeper to move at much slower ground speeds in order to effectively pick up dense debris types. The Eco-Infused badge. The same is true on the Tier 4 final Whirlwind as it's been marketed on the Crosswind. Eco-Infused technology combines science and innovation to produce a more environmentally efficient sweeper. It includes the improvements of fuel economy, reduction of CO2, reduced noise pollution, the patented shared power system, and uncompromised performance.